Remind online user.
Mhm. Watch that. Okay, I just tested the sodium and I'm sending you a screenshot of the color did work. So in AB 23, but I know that that little note that I took a screenshot of is part of the script, I assume. But I do want to not leave that note like that. Can it, because if everything is colored, if all cells are colored for whatever reason, the notes just become another additional like visual, and I don't want that. So how can we make that little note not be visible? It can be there, but it just can't be visible. Yes. What I always want to think is if there is 20 highlights in a row, when I go to just kind of scan through there, those little notes pop up and that gets in the way. Same thing goes with links, but that's what I want to make sure all the visuals always stay super clean. All right. Mm, nope. Nope. Here it is in meetings. Uh, copy invitation. Nope. Zero. Nope. The link was not in the. There it is. There's the link. My bad. We all just let's keep going. I'll see y'all in Zoom. Loom. Zoom. Shit. Okay. Hmm. Oh, that's my mom. What's up, y'all? Can y'all hear me? Girls, y'all all can always text me and be like, hey, bitch, send that link. Because Lord knows I definitely checked it off my list this morning, but it sure didn't get done. So we're good to go. What's up, Leila?
So much.
Yeah, I know. Oof, Lord, me too, girl. So much I don't even know my name anymore at this point, but we are here. And I'm really excited because I did get to dive into that document. I didn't think I was going to have time, but it was really important to me. And so, yes, I'm very excited. Probably everybody's like, where is she? Taylor. What's up, Taylor? Hey, Taylor, as my future assistant, text me when I don't send the link to the call. Let me know. But anyway, very excited about this call. Oh, you came from straight from work. Okay. Okay. And your hair's getting so long. How you feeling?
A lot better today.
Good. Good, good, good.
Yeah, I can actually walk, so that's nice.
Yeah, that's nice. Leela knows all about how's your pain, Leela.
It's better than it has been. I got a massage yesterday. Baba,
Good, good,
sit.
good. By
I'm
what?
sorry.
By who?
Sorry, I was talking to uh like the dog who is not listening to me right now and he has to. Um, but I got a massage from, I don't know, like a local person who just like did house calls and that was really great.
Was so it
Baba,
helped.
sit. Yes.
Okay, that's good data. So I know you probably put that in your tracker. I do want to keep track
Baba,
of that.
sit. Sit.
So that's good
Uh,
data.
yeah, I will write that down today.
Yeah, and then the ultimate goal would be to lessen the chiropractor appointments and increase the massage, but ultimately, like for me at the beginning of 2015, when I had like that first initial flare up and
Sit.
everything, and I
Mhm.
couldn't even walk, but I went to the massage therapist every week for 6 weeks straight, and that kind of helped put me ahead. And then I just stayed on top. So that's my goal with you is, well, that's where we want to go. We're trying to get all the pieces to feel better and then to know what to do to just stay a little ahead, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'll track it. I think
Yeah.
it's probably lifting something I'm doing. I'm not sure exactly what yet, but
Well, and to be honest with you, I don't think that, and I know you think that you're very I don't like ignorant to lifts, but you're really not as much as you think. So it would probably be more because when you're lifting, you're so hyper focused on not hurting yourself. Where people go wrong is when they're not. So like outside of the gym is usually where people get hurt, where they just sitting down or standing up or whatever. But just so keep that in mind as you're thinking, like so that you don't because I don't think it's necessarily, I mean, you might be doing something wrong, but just even from working out with you that one time, you're not doing stuff that wrong. I would have stopped you a long time ago. Like I've seen wrong, and that you not that much.
yeah, my other theory is that like maybe my body recomp is just like putting stuff in alignment where it hasn't been. And so there's like muscles and nerves that are like needing to move as a part of
Yes,
that. So yeah, I don't it's a project
it
and
is. Everybody's a project, but the biggest thing is like we're doing just what we can to again. We're just bringing that all the awareness to something that's so different for your body.
yeah.
Like all we can do is learn it and then adjust accordingly. But I'm really excited to talk about what we're going to talk about today. So I know Lila, you have a lot and Taylor, you can tell your story, just kind of the walkthrough checklist and actually of what you did over the weekend. And then I think who else is on here? Olivia, you also kind of adjust very well and easily mentally. The biggest thing with these adjustments are you just adjust. One day is not going to change everything, just like 1 week won't change everything. Like that's the mindset you have to go to. Something is better than nothing. So what does that look like? And Leela, you've done it too by yourself. Like just made those adjustments when life made you force you to make it. You still went to the gym, right?
Mhm.
Like, so where we can start with y'all's questions. Like, where do y'all feel the most stress coming from when it comes to your day-to-day life? Like, where is your biggest stressor where you're like, I don't have time for this?
I could talk about that. Like right now, I'm adjusting to caring for a lot more than I've ever cared for in my entire life. And Seth's work schedule, like he's in Maryland right now, and these dogs or this dog just got out of training, like boot camp. So I'm trying to manage his new protocol
Mhm.
and like they're best friends. So I'm like, how am I gonna get like 4 dog walks in a day?
Right.
Because they have like one of them has like a really structured like walk because I have to keep up with his training. And then yeah, I have like my photography jobs and like teaching jobs and like fitting in the gym and just like the garden and the stuff at the house. And yeah, I'm like doing it all by myself. So I haven't been to the gym in like 3 days or 4 days right now just because of like chronic pain and stuff. But I've been like trying to adjust by like doing yoga or like walking more on the
Mhm.
treadmill because I got like a treadmill for my house. And just like, yeah, like trying to get food in and it feels like a lot, but just I feel like um what I'm most focused on is like not raising my cortisol levels about it all.
Yeah.
Um
Yes.
so it just feels like what is the bare min like I get back to like what is the bare minimum I can do? If
Yeah.
that's just water, steps, and tracking food, like
Yeah.
that's where it is. But yeah.
Yeah. And even with that, and here's the biggest thing, and I learned this a long time ago. Well, the biggest thing I learned with, especially when it comes with animals, and and I know this is hard more mentally than it is physically. And I think one of y'all maybe like when I came back, I was in my second season. I came back, Tyson was gone. This whole week, I did a whole podcast on it. But when it comes to pets, when they become more stressful than they are enjoyable, that's when things have to start getting delegated. Like, all right, somebody might, pay a high schooler to walk the dog, and I'm just throwing ideas out. But I know there's and I know that there's always going to be a reason or an excuse to not. But it does come down to like, so for me with Tyson, we went, had surgery, came back home. I thought I was, because I'm at home all the time, I thought I was be able to take care of him. I am not no vet. Like I told myself that day, I brought him straight back when he got off the pain meds. I said, you gonna keep him until he literally is in no pain, because I can't. That was my stress level, was I couldn't take care of him. Not like he needed to be taken care of. So I just throwing that out there. And then because what you cannot do, I guess one of the biggest things on this worksheet is the biggest question that I ask myself every single day when it comes to literally everything. What is the alternative? The alternative is you not work. You can't not work. You can't not do photography. You can't not teach, right? So gardening, you don't have to. You want to. Like all that is where when you come to bare minimums, that's where my brain goes. What is truly the bare minimum? What I cannot, what no one else can do but Gracie is this, coach y'all. So at the end of the day, the things that are bare minimum are eating. No one can eat for you. So somebody can plan your food. Somebody can even cook your food. Somebody can even portion your food. but they can't eat for you. They can't move for you. And they can't, one was have sex with my husband, but obviously somebody could. And then the other, the other one is they can't coach for me, right? Or that's not the coaching that I do. So when you talk about bare minimum, I want you to think if you're already on that bare minimum, think what is the next level bare minimum? Because this one ain't working.
Yeah, I mean, it's only been a couple of days
Yeah.
again with Seth gone, so I want to like try to fit like
Yeah.
because our whole arrangement is that I'm like taking care of the dogs for a lot
Right.
of money, and
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, I mean, I think I just have to like feel
All
it
right.
out for the next week and see actually where I'm at because I'm in a transition moment where it's only in the last like day and a half that I've
Mm-hmm.
taken on all of this. And like,
Yeah.
I just have to potentially like get up earlier or like walk. Like, also, it's like 100 something degrees here right now. Like, so maybe I just
Yeah.
have to like walk at night. I don't know. But like, yeah, I don't know. That it's not as like cut and dry for me.
Yeah. And again, just want to always even y'all just take care of here. And the things you could think about, just like you're saying, Andy gets up at the he's living here now, but butt crack of dawn just to get done with all the stuff he has outside before the sun, like just before that time or in the evening. So, but for me, what I would do, because this, like you said, you're only on 2 days. I'm going to let me just try it one day. Let me try to get up at let's say 6 a.m. and go for a walk, do one of their walks before it gets hot as balls. And then I'm gonna do one in the afternoon when it's cooled down. Let me just try that for one day and see how productive I can be within the front loading and back loading of those things. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Mm-hmm.
And just try it one day at a time. And tomorrow night, if you're like, that did not work. I was not like, that didn't work. All right, cool. Let's adjust a little bit. Like, that's literally how I've been living. Definitely the last 6 months, but just let me try this and it didn't work. All right, let me try this, didn't work. So, what are your thoughts on that? Like,
Yeah. I mean, I think that is what I'm going to have to do. And I definitely like have to prioritize sleep.
mhm.
I didn't get very good sleep last night because the AC broke at like 2 in the morning.
Ugh,
And I had to fix it this morning and I figured out how to fix it. Like I don't fix AC, but I figured it out.
go ahead,
Um,
girl.
but yeah, it's just there's just a
Li-
lot
Little
happening.
things. Just keep focused on like, and again, going back to just at the end of the day, for me, I'm always like, if the only two things you can control are your food, your water, and your movement,
Hmm.
that's it. That's not, I'm okay with that. That I can go to sleep if that's the only thing I do perfectly. Because nothing else is planned, nothing else can be planned. I just have to let go and be completely not content and not just completely happy with if that's the only things that went good today. We're fucking good. You know what I mean? Um, and making adjustments like go even doing and what you said earlier with the yoga, um, that so if you're in your brain, what helps me a lot and what helped me at the beginning is I intentionally have 60 minutes of intentional movement every day for me, no matter what that is, no matter where it is, no matter what that movement is. So therefore, if you are having pain, yeah, we're gonna do yoga. We're gonna go for a walk. But that's just a 60-minute time block for yourself. That helps you not feel obligated to go to the gym, not feel obligated to do this lift. That makes you just obligated to do that 60 minutes for you, whatever that looks like. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
That
Yeah.
really helps. Like right now, my time block is an hour and a half of lifts because I have a lot going on here, just trying to get ready to go. I don't speed through the lift. I don't do anything different. I don't skip anything. I just do one set at a time, the same pace, same tempo. And then when the timer goes off, I'm done. I finish my set and I'm done. And that's all you can do because we're trying to balance, but quotes around that because I don't even know if that's not even the right word. We're just trying to live life while also having goals that require intention. That's it. And so to blend them, and I put here in this little document, Because if you want both, you have to learn how to manage both. So that's what you're learning to do right now is you learned already how to manage the things on our end with Seth. So now you're taking those skills and you're just all those are on autopilot. Now you're having to learn how to manage without Seth, without also compromising these things that you've already learned with me. So it's just a blend. So I feel like that might help too mentally because you're not really learning that much more different. You're just learning a little bit different. I'm gonna put all this shit on autopilot.
Yeah.
Taylor, what I know you adjust, but at the beginning, I know everybody, all of us had this and you too, Olivia. What do I do? Like, is this good? I know you, Olivia, for sure, because your workouts get split up probably like three. Every workout is probably split at least into three
Multiple,
sessions.
yes, multiple times a week.
Yeah.
But what's the alternative? You don't do it.
Yeah.
So if it looks like an hour workout takes me 3 or 4 hours, and then I get like upset because I'm like, I had a pump going, you know what I mean? And then you get
Yeah.
out of your flow, and then you're doing 3 or 4 hours of energy expenditure somewhere else, or I'm on a run or doing whatever, and then you get back to it and you're like, I still have 45 minutes left of this workout. But what's the alternative? I don't do it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So, and that's worse. That's always worse.
Yeah. That's huge too.
Are
Like, I think
you, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Does that mean, sorry, is that Olivia talking?
Yeah.
Yes.
Does that mean you're breaking up your workout into like through different visits at the gym, or like what do you?
No. No. So I'm a firefighter at work. And so like
Okay.
we could get calls. And so it happens to me often, like Gracie knows, because I have like the tracker on my workout. The
Mhm.
time is never accurate. It's like 6 freaking hours. And that's obviously not what it took me to do the workout, but we get interrupted by runs a lot. So it's just,
I
you're
see.
getting back to it and it's like, well, what's the alternative? I don't do it. I don't finish it. That's always worse to me.
Got it.
Yeah, the biggest thing, just so y'all know, the way that I have all of y'all's blocks or all y'all's lifts structured is the most important that are going to take the most energy are the first, like you're going to warm up, you're going to do your little core routine, but are the first 3 lifts. Everything after that is accessory work 99% of the time. 99% of the time. So if you know that, then you're like, okay, and you have, let's say you have an hour, or let's say you had 30 minutes. I want you to do the first lift. That's number 1. That's the number 1 that's going to move you forward towards the goal that we're trying. Number 2 is the second thing. 3 is the third thing, right? And if after that third one, you don't get to the accessory work because life, that's fine. So that also helps when I started structuring my own workouts that way, because accessory work is just accessory work. And it is work that we want to do, but not at the cost of stressing our mental health, right? So yeah, and I think Leila, like just take in as like over the next week, give yourself that, like we're gonna have a week where we're gonna figure out how this new structure is gonna go. It's not gonna be in 1 day, 2 day, 3 days. But even you're on a 3-day block, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you take that 3-day block and you split it up and do half and do 6 days, what would that look like? So think about that this week. And
Yeah. I mean, I've also been like when I was traveling and not knowing what my schedule was going to be, I would just make sure I like blocked off at least 2 hours to be at the gym. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I also guess I could split it up. I didn't really think about splitting it up.
Yeah, that's okay. And that's the easiest thing whenever your schedule is so unknown, is because my schedule is unknown, period. My morning routine is the same no matter where I am. It's just a little bit different based on where I am. So I have like my home routine. I do the same exact stuff in the same exact order, even if I have to get up at 1 a.m. just to keep that front loaded guarantee, if that makes sense. And then the same thing goes on the back end. And then whatever the fuck happens in between my front loading and my back loading, it is what it is. I have to be open and able to manipulate and.
So I will still have changes in success if I like split those workouts in half. Like,
Well, yeah, because ultimately it's sustainable.
I know that's like I know that's a silly question, but I'm like, I think I had it in my brain that I had to get it done.
You don't have to. It's ideal, but it's ideal not just for your physical goal, but for your mental goal, and you're in the saving time and energy to go to the gym. Would you rather go 6 times or, and I can even do, if you have weights at home, we can blend it right through this season, but you can definitely split it up. Is that ideal? No, but and also take this just into consideration whenever, and not because I do it a lot, especially right now. When I come back to do that other part of my workout, I go through the same warm-up routine. So that is always going to be what time I wake up. So let's say tomorrow I have a 9:45 appointment. I don't do that, but this was squeezed in. So I'm going to make it work because she's doing me a favor. So I'm going to get up at 4 and get as much as my lift done, my morning routine done. And if I don't make it in time, I'm going to come back, but I'm going to still warm up again. So I always have to always take that into consideration, that extra 30-minute warm up for the second time when I'm making the decision. Do I wake up at 2 a.m. or do I wake up at 4 a.m.? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Taylor, what you got? What were you going to say?
I was just gonna say, if you like think of it like plain and simple, I'll just use like back squat for like very basic example. A back squat on Tuesday is gonna be the exact same as a back squat on Thursday.
Yes.
So
Yes. And the only thing that the only hesitation I ever have with that for myself and for y'all, and always, it's not even a hesitation. It's just, I'm going to tell you, when you come back for that second time, you be just as intentional as you was on the first time. And so if you feel rushed at that point, then all right, we're going to slow down. And I'd rather you not finish that second part if you feel rushed for any reason. But I want you to be honest with yourself. Are you rushing you? Or where is this rush coming from? Right? Like the anxiety of workouts typically aren't going to be from the workouts. It's going to be because of the time that you think you have or you have to finish all of this at one time. That's where the anxieties are, So that one thing, Layla, will help you. And the same thing goes with cardio. I mean, if I assign you 20 minutes 4 times a week, that's 80 minutes a week. If you got to get all 80 minutes on Monday because you got a shit show of a week, perfect. Same thing goes literally with everything across the board, to be honest with you. And the only reason I don't coach weekly averages when it comes to macros is because I don't want you to rely on that. Let's just say that's like a tool that we use when we need it, but it's not something that's going to give us sustainable success because it's not consistent. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a good analogy, though, what you said, Taylor. And it is very simple. At the end of the day, to be honest with you, everything is very simple. You just have to ask to know. Like, I'd rather you say, is one day, or can I split this? Like, I know you didn't even think about it, but like anytime that you think, I just always want you to remember, nothing you ever do, unless you literally just don't do anything you've been doing the last 6 months, there's nothing that will make you regress or fall off or anything at all, unless you make the decision that you ain't doing this no more. You know what I mean? Like, your body is in you. I mean, how long does it take you to how long has it taken us to get here and recomp what we recomped? Like, just always remember that. Like, it's not going to be an overnight thing either way, So that's just the logic, the reality. So you just be like, all right, girl, let's just be honest with ourselves. One day it's not gonna hurt me, but it's making sure. That's why I get y'all to track so much, because we're gonna make sure that we're not making one day it's not gonna hurt over and over and over and over. That's where people don't do good, Let me see. Yeah, this worksheet that I did, y'all can go through it. It's pretty cool. It just talks about managing the outcomes and letting, not the day, you're not managing the day, you're managing the outcome of what you want most. So yeah, I think I'm gonna really like it. What anybody else have? I know a lot of the girls are just like, I'm gonna record, or they will listen to the recording. What are y'all say something? Anything? Like maybe what you thought, and then you're like, wait, time told that it was okay anyway. I think, Olivia, you probably had a lot of that because your life has been forced to have a lot of that in your journey,
What do you mean?
Like, you thought, well, the perfect example, you thought that were all or nothing. You had to
Yeah.
do all the workout, or it wasn't going to count, but ultimately it does. So life for you has forced you to this mindset that I talk about in this form or this worksheet.
Mhm.
You might not even know that you have this mindset, but
Mhm.
because, yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. Like anything that you feel you kind of had anxiety on the front end about that you've proven, nope, that was really okay.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I think it always just comes back to to what's the alternative, like you were saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just sometimes it's like the best I can do is the best I can do. And there's
Right.
no point in beating myself up over it because is that going to change it? No. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's like
Oh,
sometimes the win is like not stressing over the best I can do is the best I can do, period. And as long as I
right.
know, like in my heart, like that I truly gave 100% because that's the other part, right? Like
Yes.
is
That's
the best
the
I can do the best I can do, or am I just like telling myself like, oh, I
right.
tried? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's where like the boundaries of you don't like for me, and I probably have said it to each of y'all. I don't try. I don't know who else I was talking
Hmm.
to today or yesterday. I don't try. I either do or I don't do because I know what I want.
Right.
Right.
Mhm.
So and I was going to say something about this earlier when we say alternative. I ask myself this all the time, and it comes down to this has been the question that has helped me stop drinking alcohol, stop like doing all the things that was harming me and just not aligned with me. But I'll be working out for like on a Saturday all day long. I'll be working out all day long just on a Saturday
Mhm.
at this point because I don't want to be around anyone in this fucking town. Like, what is the alternative? I'm gonna go pack my house, or I did that already. I'm gonna go look for apartments. I done did that already too. I mean, my parents are not home, so like, what else would you be doing? That is something that I ask myself a lot, and I would be working. Then here's the thing, and I ask myself this all the time when I'm working, and I start to get an anxiety. Let's just say about finishing work. Okay, well, when you finish, what you gonna do? I'm gonna work. I'm just gonna switch tasks. So that really, really, really helps me not rush. And then just be honest with myself. Like, I'm not gonna go. The reason I'm not moving to Florida is because I finally was like, I mean, when are you gonna go walk on the beach? You don't even go walk outside right now. So why are you gonna go to Florida? Put yourself where you're maybe forced to submerge into the bodybuilding world so that you can do what you already do just around a lot more people, so that honesty is huge for you to be able to tell yourself. And that's ultimately what I think a lot of people are missing is that one thing, on that honesty, you know um so yeah, but that's one question I love asking myself. What else would you be doing right now? Because you're not watching TV. I don't watch TV on
Mhm.
so just being able to just eliminate everything, and then you're like, I'm be sleeping, I guess. And then you're like, well, it's too early to be going to sleep. So I guess I'm just gonna keep doing this, right? Um,
I think
yeah,
that's trial and error too. Like yesterday, I had one of those days where we just had like a busy day, got hammered all day long, and I was tired. And it was like 3 o'clock, and I'm like, well, I'm tired. I'm gonna lift tomorrow. I'm gonna slow station tomorrow. I'll just do it tomorrow. And then I was like, I'm like, nope, you need to knock it out today. Like, do it tired. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Get it done. And
yeah,
I got
just get it
into it,
done.
and it was great. So it's like that was the trial and error moment where it's like I thought I knew the deal. You know what I mean? I'm exhausted,
Right.
whatever. And then I get into the lift, and I'm like, no, I love this shit. This is good. You know?
Yeah, yeah. And Leela, you've done that too, just with your back, like showing up anyway. And that's all what I love about how we live. We set our intentions, whether it be food, workout, steps, water, all the things, set our workout, our like our work, actual work. And this is the plan. And the only thing I got to think about when I get up is if I'm going to do the plan. That's it. And when you start to have because you get tired and you start to have those, and I'll always remember this, and I learned this late, that indecision, that this is energy wasted. So I have boundaries, and I know we've talked about it, decision boundaries. Like if I can't make a decision within 5 minutes, I don't need to be making the decision, right? So if I have the plan, it's really hard for me to talk myself out of doing the plan. Even if I go in and I do half the weight that I was going to do anyway. The adjustment isn't that. The adjustment is, why did you have to put yourself in this position in the first place? Right? Because that's not normal, which is okay. We make the adjustment when we pivot, but we want to know why we're in this position in the first place. That always helps, because like you said, that's part of the trial and error, because you can't prepare for this type of thing. You can't prepare for all the things life's going to throw at you, but you can know ways to pivot, I guess, is the biggest thing, you know. What were you going to say, Taylor?
And like just kind of building off what Olivia said, follow the plan, not your mood. Because if you're not in the mood for it today, you ain't gonna be in the mood for it tomorrow. You're gonna be tired tomorrow. You're gonna
Right.
not have time tomorrow. So if you put off what you plan to do today, you ain't doing it tomorrow. Like how many
Right.
times has that happened like to everyone? Like,
Yeah.
oh, I'll get my cardio in tomorrow. I'm not doing it tomorrow. I'm still tired tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
Right.
like that is a valid thing to say for like able-bodied humans who don't deal with like chronic illness and chronic pain
Right.
24/7.
Right.
And yeah, I just like for myself, like I can't put that kind of pressure on myself without cracking. So
Yeah.
that's for like, yeah, able-bodied people. And
But even with you, Leela, like, and I'll let you finish. Let me just get this thought out. Like, the same mindset is applied. It's just adjusted for you, because because there's a million ways you can adjust. You can adjust 100% pull back, but the mindset of, and that goes back to the hour that I was saying, like the mindset of just having that 60 minutes that is for your body. That's the non-negotiable. It's not what you do with it. You know what I mean? So it's the same mindset that Taylor is saying for everybody, but
Mhm.
everyone's, I guess, threshold or boundaries can be adjusted because of stuff like that, you know. But it's still one mindset. I guess that's the biggest thing that I've learned over all the years, is that, you know, all or nothing. When you're an all or nothing person, which is a great trait, you're all or nothing in everything. When you're a loyal person, you're loyal in every area. When I start thinking that there's these different, I guess, ways, or for me it's different, or no, it's not different. Let me just take what I know is cliche or I know works, and I'm gonna make it to work for me. I'm adapt it and pivot it to me. You know what I mean? So, because yeah, like yours is just has to be pivoted more than the normal.
Yeah.
You know, um, another thing, I just, even this helps. Do what? Did somebody say something?
No.
So Leela, before I go into what I was gonna say, but what were your thoughts? Like, what are your resistance thoughts, I guess, to that? Like, what are your first thoughts to that? Like, what does not apply, or yeah, what was your first resistance?
My first resistance is that it's like kind of ableist. It's just like uh people that don't deal with like having hardware in their body can be like, yeah, just power through or just
Right.
like get up and do it. And it's like just a mindset that is kind of tone deaf to like reality sometimes. And so I I'm here for it in my own way.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I think I have an example of like doing that in Florida when I was like, oh, I'm only going to stretch today. And then I ended up doing a lift. So
Yeah.
I think there are ways to titrate that, but I feel like, I don't know, I just feel allergic to like generalized statements sometimes that
Yeah.
are like pretty like all or nothing. So it's not that I don't think that is like a true statement. I'm just like,
Yeah.
yeah, there are people that works for, absolutely. Like people who are fucking like mountain bikers who get up every day and like ride a
Right.
bike up a mountain, and you're like, sick. Like, love that for you guys. But I just
Right.
like I'm never
The
gonna be that person.
the thing with you and even with every client that I have, at least, is like my job as your coach is to figure out, is because you've always had this mindset because no one's ever listened. to you and said, hey, we can take this mindset of a normal person and we can take your body and we can blend them and we can do it together. So that's why you never were, it was just noise to you because you never heard it but this one way, power through. All right, well, we can power through Leela. We're gonna figure out how Leela powers through. What does that mean for her? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that means doing exactly what you have done. And so over the next week, I do want you to, and I did send you that pain scale, and I just like kind of made that up in your coach notes, like on your check-in day. But I do want to help build that pain boundary because it does help me with your pain and understanding that. But it also helps you say, when it gets to this level, this is the level where this is a non-negotiable. And that way you don't have to keep making that decision over and over and over and over, you know, because it is such a decision that you have to pretty much make every day, right? But if it's not a 7, then here's what we do. When it gets to a 7, we can stop and pause and ask more questions about the decisions. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, because ultimately powering through in Leela's way is the only way that we're going to be able to build a strong enough body to, and our hopes is to build a strong enough body where there's not constant pain, where there's just constant support of what we already are living with. You know what I mean?
Totally.
So what, let's see. Yeah, so y'all read through this. I think that you're gonna really like this, this little, even just what I wrote in the beginning of this, just kind of helps checklist and puts it into reality. I know I put, if this is the biggest thing, and you know, this goes to not just competitors, but everyday life. If this is a life you want and this is the goals you have, then there's one way to get there. This is, and it requires this learning, this mindset and learning these habits. And so being able to say, all right, if I want that, then I got to do that. And it is what it is. You know what I mean? So, I mean, y'all 3 are, I'm proud of all of y'all because y'all are all so different, but also the similar at the same time. And yeah, y'all did, Leila, did this call? I know you were excited. Did you have anything else that you wanted to cover on this call specifically?
No, I think getting through these beliefs that I have to, like, if I'm gonna go to the gym, I have to do my full training. Otherwise, don't go at all. Like, I feel like that, just knowing I can split my workout up.
Mhm.
I think, yeah, I think there's just, I think I thought there was like a threshold for like muscle building around like how many sets or reps I need to do in order for it to even count. Um,
No, and there's, I mean, if you
Not that I'm
looked it
gonna
up,
go like do one squat or something. Like, that's not what I'm. Yeah,
right,
it
right.
just yeah, I think I just had this idea in mind that if I'm not like struggling,
All or nothing.
yeah.
Yes. And yeah. And anytime I want you to like let that be a red flag for you to be like, all right, let me pause. If you are like, if there's ever a time where you're like, well, I might as well just not do it. And I do this to this day. Well, what can I do that's just 1 minute? I literally do this every single day in some area. And one thing was I just did before our call. I had 15 minutes. I need to get this contract signed, get it off my plate. So I just read through the contract. I didn't sign it. I didn't do anything. I just read through it. The only thing that I have to do when I do things, or because I do that a lot every day, is make good notes. Like take good notes, be very organized. But if we're going to be managing all these different areas of life, and if we don't want to be stressed, then we're just going to have to do things like that in pockets of time and just eliminate the all. I don't have nothing that I do all ever, except I don't take naps. So I wake up and I'm all, you know what I mean? Like that's the only thing. But yeah, that one I think will help you. And that again can be applied to every variable, water, cardio, all the things. Just remember that one thing. That it's if I do this all weekly, then that will move me forward. And I know we did that with macros early on with you because you were going out to eat more often. Remember we would like make up, if you want to put it, that word on it, a couple days after by lowering your carbs and fats, remember?
Oh yeah.
So it's the exact same concept, except you're applying it to training.
Fascinating.
Fascinating. Yes, yes. All right. Do y'all have anything else right now that you want to talk about? We're gonna try to get Leela on to a fashion show, right, Leela?
In this moment, when I'm like, you
Not
know,
in this moment.
no, but like hearing that when I'm like 24 hours probably from bleeding and
Oh,
super hot and like had a rough week, I'm like, absolutely not. But like, catch me like in a couple of weeks, I'll probably say yes again.
yes. We need to all do one. I think we had talked about it in doing the Anaheim one next year. Taylor, which one are you gonna do a fashion show next year?
I plan on it. Yeah.
Okay. Which one do you want to do? The
Um,
Olympia is fun because it's a lot of color, but the funnest is the Anaheim show because we get
is
to
the
dress up.
Disney one.
Oh yeah.
So I love Disney, but I don't know, the Arnold kind of holds a special place in my heart.
Yes.
So we'll
Well, the
see.
Olympia would be good too. Maybe the Olympia because wait, Olivia, you're possibly going to Olympia, right?
Hopefully.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Because
Hopefully.
that's where we're gonna, yeah. That
Yeah.
is gonna be, and so Leela, I need you to come to actually, we're doing the Kansas City show. This is gonna be the big show in Kansas City. You might be able to be a part of that, Leela, like on a different level. Like with because we're gonna have the acrobats. Remember I was telling you about that?
Oh yeah.
Like it's gonna be more of a show. They just started talking about that. And so I don't have very much details, but I just remember that.
I'm like, yeah, I have a performance streak in me
Yeah.
and like a photographer.
Yes, yes, yes. So there's a lot of things that I have in my brain for you. You just gotta get to a show one day, like get to the fashion show, put yourself there, mingle. I mean, Taylor, like you can. I mean, Olivia, the energy that all these women bring, it's like next level, and it's just inspiring, and it's just inspiring, just and motivating, and just this is gonna be a very lonely world. That's where all this fashion show started, and then you never have to be alone at all, ever, you know. But yeah, we have all kind of work. We got a lot to do, girls. We got a lot to do. I got to get out of this place, but we're gonna go there and we're gonna get there and we're gonna do it. Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes.
All
I
right.
feel
You
it.
have anything else to say?
Nope.
Me neither. So let's have a good week. And thank y'all for coming. Y'all are amazing. I'm so thankful for y'all.
Thank
And
you.
Thank you. See you
I love
guys.
y'all so much. And I'll send y'all this document with the links.
right.
Okay. Bye, y'all.
Bye,
See ya.
y'all.